Call of Duty Black Ops 4 were on Xbox Series X, diving into this multiplayer-only take on the franchise. So this was a very interesting effort. You could kind of tell that maybe some things didn't go quite right in the development cycle for the fact that we didn't have any sort of, narrative or single-player component within it, which was definitely a little strange, needless to say. So this entry also brought us our first sort of taste of the Battle Royale in the franchise. So we're starting out with the, regular multiplayer competitive part of the game, and then we're going to switch over to the zombies, and we're going to finish off with the Battle Royale segment. You should also be able to easily sort of switch between the different options if, you want to. It's entirely up to you. But, yeah, it's a very interesting take on the series. It does look visually really good, but obviously I think it's going to be a little less memorable in the long-term run of the Call of Duty franchise, just for the fact that it doesn't have any sort of story component to it. Now, back in the day when I was reviewing this, I definitely thought it was, it was pretty great for the fact that it was just a multiplayer game. You got to review things as they are. You can say, I would have liked a campaign. It's disappointing that it doesn't have a campaign. But you can't review something for not having a campaign, really. You gotta take it for what it is. So in that regard, multiplayer-wise, it did bring some interesting, mechanics changes to the actual gameplay, the flow of it. And also the whole operator system is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite thing today, but it's definitely an interesting effort. And they were really trying to do some new things with the series. It does actually, play quite smoothly. It looks really good. For feature-wise, I guess, 1X, or we're getting those features on the Series X. So the 4K resolution, the HDR support, the 60 FPS, all that kind of jazz. So it does look pretty cool and it's neat. And I just hopped into the Nuketown 24/7 because it's easier, and they've still got a pretty lively community in it too, because it's not the oldest of Call of Duty games, and I guess it is the most recent Black Ops. I wouldn't say it's my favorite entry in the Black Ops series, but it's decent. It gets the job done. I guess I liked it more than Black Ops 3 because I didn't even that's the only Call of Duty I've actually not really owned or not reviewed to, I think, at this point, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, very interesting. Am I on fire? Yeah, there's these ultra abilities the operators and everything have. It's just a very, different entry in the series. It did share a lot of the kinds of features and changes they were making at the time, doing a more futuristic type angle to it, but they were a little bit more boots on the ground footed, which was nice. They just had these weird abilities and stuff like that. Very strange sort of experience, actually. But I do like the visual look of it. It's definitely clean. It looks good. It's interesting. And even their Nuketown is I don't remember this Nuketown at all, actually, which is weird. Because I didn't play this one as much as I played other Call of Duty games over the years, but yeah, I don't remember the Nuketown looking quite like this. I don't even remember the Nuketown actually being in this one. So, yeah, I guess take that as you will. It's just kind of an interesting effort. Neat weapons, neat tools, that futuristic edge, the sharp gameplay that's pretty speedy and quick in regards to its style and type of play. And interesting selection of maps, I guess. I don't really find that any of them online were too memorable, the competitive ones. But I guess that's really going to range person to person based on, your enjoyment of the game and how much time you spent with it. I'm sure there's some that you have favorites on. I remember an overpass map that would be very rotated in gameplay-wise, and I didn't like it at all. I remember it for being bad. It's this overpass in the middle, and you kind of play on the outsides of the map. Definitely don't enjoy that. I think my Black Ops 4 review on the 1X was my most popular review in the Call of Duty series for views and stuff, so that's kind of cool. The Call of Duty videos typically do well in the long term, but that one definitely seemed, wow, that was vicious. That one definitely seemed to hold steady with people and be something of interest for them for quite a while, so that's sort of exciting. Am I getting microwaved? Oh, I hate the microwave thing. It's so stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. You just get like a giant microwave and you're like frying people. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we're running into anybody else here, and then I think we'll make our big jump over in a sec. I was hoping to end on some kind of death or kill here or something like that. Oh, and yeah, let's go to zombies. This is the zombies mode. We're doing the Coliseum because it's a little bit more focused, I guess, and a little bit more closer together, and a little bit more towards the regular experience. So this one was interesting because it kind of followed this cast as they move through the zombies experience, this group of characters. There's another one where they're on like a boat in a ship. The ship level is actually pretty cool, but they're sort of going through these historical moments, and that's how the zombies is kind of running. And then there's also like Mob of the Dead remade and stuff, so they did some interesting things with the actual, you know, kind of design of the overall experience for zombies. It was still fun, but I don't think it really held my interest as much as Zombies in the past has, again heavily focusing on story segments, which is again kind of a bit of a turnoff for me when it comes to the zombie games. It did have some neat challenges, some neat objectives and contracts and things you could do in the game. You know, good cooperative focus where you got your core team battling away, and you could still find players pretty swiftly when it comes to jumping into the zombies here, which is cool. If you're not familiar with zombies, it's round-based. They changed it up a bit, you know, a cleaner interface. You got these like different perk things that are more upgraded and adjusted over the previous zombie games. And then there's like also these self abilities that kind of have a cooldown and all that. You're seeing those on the right with the D-pad. Jeez. Definitely did not see that. Did he fly into the space? Oh, and there's different like, I think I kind of mentioned that challenge things, and this place gets a little crazy too at times. Power-ups are present, you know, it's just got like a lot going on within it. A lot of action, a lot of intensity, a good challenge, and just some weird situations. I don't know if I was really a fan of the zombies here to the highest degree, because it's not too memorable. I mean, I remember the ship. It was kind of neatly set up. It was interesting, a little deadly because you try to, you know, basically, I can't remember quite what it is. There's like this whole wet area underneath, and it's just kind of a pain to deal with everything. The zombies have gotten like way too complex in this series for me. I find it a little disappointing in that regard, just because it doesn't feel as like accessible. But yeah, then this one is neat because again, I feel like it's more of a traditional take on the zombies, just because you are moving through set areas around here, but it does get a little ridiculous and a little, you know, sort of intensive to get through, and it can get pretty hairy, especially when you get to the lower catacombs types areas, and you get like really stuck up in a not too great spot. It gets pretty tight and linear down there, which was always terrifying in zombies, having to do with deal with tighter spaces. Just makes it a little bit harder. You know, there was like a level system and everything too. It was kind of fun. Definitely neat. And they did different stuff with the actual like class mechanics too, that I felt sort of mixed things up a bit. Sort of fun, the elixirs, yeah. Yeah, sort of interesting mix-ups for the series. It's weird coming back to this one because it's not something I even remember having played that recently. You know, it's been like a long time since I jumped into this, and I know Blackout was kind of the main focus for people for a while in this one. I don't know if there's a lot of love for the multiplayer of this mode. I'd love to hear it, so I'm genuinely curious about the individual thoughts on what the sort of experience provided for so many different individuals, because I mean, this was the Call of Duty for a while, right? It was the option. Oh yeah, come here and you get like the different perks. Quick revive. And the weird trap things. Yep. Definitely. It's such a strange entry in this series. It's so weirdly bizarre. I did like the aesthetics, though. Definitely like the look of this area. It was very, very cool. Very, very different. And then the different levels, and they got the mystery box and everything like that. And, you know, it's a very typical sort of time when you're rushing around. Uh-oh. Looks like people are dying. I'll just try to open a bunch of things up here, kind of get things connected for people. There's different strategies you could deploy to as you go to the different rooms and see different things. And I think you have to do like weird sacrifices to stuff as well. It was bizarre. Needless to say, definitely a little bit of a sense of bizarreness to it. Oh yes, the fire. That's always fun. Zombies walk through that like it ain't nothing. I guess it wouldn't be to a zombie, you'd just be roasting more, wouldn't you? Yeah, very, very creepy set of areas, though. Neat spots, many different things you can see. And I think with that, we're going to switch over to the actual Blackout, which is the Battle Royale, so that you can see what that's like in action. So this is Blackout. This is the Battle Royale portion of the game, and it's kind of interesting. So I tried shooting a little bit earlier, but I was looting, and then my teammate blasted me away because I totally forgot that was a thing in this. But it's a very interesting take because this is, you know, the first time we saw a Battle Royale in the Call of Duty franchise. It's not at the scale or the density that we see in Warzone, but at the time it was very interesting, especially compared to something like, you know, say PUBG. It definitely was something that was smoother playing, worked a little bit better, and was kind of unique at its time. It's very vibrant too, very colorful. We don't really see that with a lot of the, you know, kind of Battle Royale titles, so I think that's sort of interesting to think about. Why did that guy jump out there? Didn't he put the marker over there? I don't know. Anyways, you kind of wingsuit in, you know, you drop, you try to collect resources, you loot, you survive. It's neat like that. And it's also a little bit different because it has just all of these different parts of the Black Ops franchise, all these different maps, and they've just kind of thrown them together here in like little spots. But they're very spread out, very, very spread out. But still, you know, it's smooth. It's got a neat loading system. Well, loadout system, I guess you could say, in regards to like how you loot and how you collect resources and the movement and everything like that. It's very interesting. You get to see so many unique spots. They had the zombies in that too, which were kind of, I don't know, no, I'm not sure I liked it, but it was neat to have that included in here. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, you know, take on Battle Royale at this point. I know a lot of people really liked it, and at the time I thought it was kind of enjoyable, so I'll give it that. You know, it was kind of fun, and yeah, it's just kind of a very interesting sort of well-running experience. It was one of the first Battle Royales where I was like, okay, this actually kind of runs smoothly. You can easily deal with certain elements, you know, like the perks and stuff you get, because you get like these extra sorts of abilities you can use, like the brawler and stuff like that. It's just very unique how that sort of thing is handled, and how you can quickly and easily swap between certain things to do damage and find new guns. I think we'll do the Titan instead of that. These don't share the same, do they? Oh, geez. Okay. We'll get rid of that. Well, I like to keep different types of guns, you know, for different types of ammo types. So it was very light looting, it was very unique, and it just kind of had all these cool sorts of spots, I guess you could say, from the franchise. Like, if you were big on Black Ops and you played all the different Black Ops games, you jump in here and you're like, oh, cool, I know this spot and this spot. I think that's kind of a fun element of it that you might find a little bit interesting if you're a fan of the series. And at the time, I definitely did enjoy it. Like, I don't have any real issues with this one. I just don't think, compared to what we have nowadays, that it's anything too mind-blowing. But still, kind of fun. Oh, the help sign, that's funny. And it's weird not being able to just, like, rush through doors. I'm so used to that. Oh, like the maze here, too. Yeah, I just got some really intense combat, because you can die really fast. And then there's vehicles, and they got some, like, weird ones. There's, like, sports cars now or something. I don't remember that being in there. So, yeah, they've definitely changed certain elements of the overall experience. And like all battle royales, you know, you got the circle, things get pushed inwards, you got to keep battling to be the last group left, and it's really quite simple. I'm always, you know, kind of wondering that maybe why they didn't do like a separate standalone with this one, because you look at the success of, you know, the Warzone kind of breaking out from Modern Warfare and actually helping build up Modern Warfare, because people got into it because of the Battle Royale, why they never split this one off. But I guess if you're getting, because this is a multiplayer only game, right? If you're getting that and Battle Royale is part of it, I guess you wouldn't really necessarily want that to be you know, something that's free for people because you had to pay for entry into the multiplayer in this one. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh crap, 2 of our guys are dead. That's not good. Need to get over there and help. Yeah, definitely some neat systems. We're coming to help, Spance. Yeah, it's just kind of a neat entry, and I know, again, like a lot of people that really liked this one, really liked what it had to offer. So it's neat to jump in here, and I know I did get some like requests to take a look at what this one had. The armor packs, health things. So I hope I'm at least kind of giving you an idea of how the game kind of runs today. And suppressor, equip that. And I did like the snappy swapping stuff out system. I thought that was good. I'm surprised our teammates died so swiftly there. I think, what did I have? Pick up that medkit, a frag grenade, okay. Okay, armor. I think this one's better. Huh, definitely a neat one, because you also like repaired armor and stuff like that. But it had like just this snappy sort of quick menu, which I always enjoy. The fact that you didn't have to really sit there and deal with certain elements of like your inventory, but you could get more in depth here. But usually you could do everything from hotkey menus, which was kind of a big deal, and you could seemingly loot quite a bit as well when you're preparing for battle. But we did all right. I mean, we came out of that decently well, even though our 2 squad mates have perished sadly. Very good system for upgrading things too as well. I guess take all the inventory I can. Oh, I don't want the destroyed. Nah, whatever. Maybe it'll come in handy. Wraith Fire, that's fun. And then the grappling hook, kind of a silly little extra. It is also funny that we're kind of looting off the corpses of our friends here. Well, I don't know if they're friends, but they didn't shoot at me like the guy in the other match that I played did, so I think they're pretty decent. So yeah, lots of like vehicles, like I mentioned. And then the choppers always felt a little awkward in this one. I don't know quite how to describe it, but they were always just sort of weird because you could just like fly up in that. And yeah, I don't know if I was a huge fan of that style of play. But we're definitely lasting a little bit longer than I thought we were, but we'll keep on rolling together as a squad here. Just, again, very vibrant, the color range. You look at Warzone, it looks way more realistic, Warzone, obviously, but this one just had like cheerful, vibrant visuals. And that was kind of the case with each of the modes within this game, is the style of it. Like, it's got a really different art aesthetic, I think, from other Call of Duty games. And I keep trying to run through doors. Like, desperately keep trying to run through doors, which is just kind of hilarious how used to a different style I am, right? And I didn't necessarily think that I would ever be back in this one, so it's a bit strange to, you know, be checking it out at this point. But I am glad people mentioned it, because otherwise I wouldn't have. And building on that, you know, it was one of my, well, my biggest Call of Duty review that I've done thus far was in Black Ops 4, so that was kind of fascinating. Actually, Warzone's getting pretty close, so I could see Warzone eventually in the long run overtaking that, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, this one definitely had its moments. It's like we're getting pushed a little bit more inwards towards the river town. I really like that spot. It looks so cool. It's got like barns and everything. A very, very neat area. Huh. Kind of charming, kind of a lovely little landscape. Just trying to go downhill a little bit more. And then pop up my health. Yeah, definitely a neat armor health system in this one. It's definitely not as, a little bit more complex than we're seeing in, say, like Warzone or something. You noticing something, Spans? Is there someone out on the horizon? You do definitely get a good render distance. I'd say this is like even smoother, but honestly, when the game launched on like the 1X, it was very smooth and well done. I was genuinely surprised at that point, so having it just look a little bit better is nice too as well, right? Go to the water fountain there, get a drink. I am missing the door smashing. Used to it, I am. Just kind of hoping we get some more action going on here. I was expecting to die within a certain time, but we'll keep rolling with it because I actually got a decent enough squad going on. But it's more casual at this point. I kind of concluded what I've gone over in regards to the Black Ops 4. You know, the multiplayer only version of Call of Duty. I think it'll be memorable because of that. but it won't be memorable because there was no story element to kind of really keep it in your mindset set years later. And the zombies, cool, but you know, I don't think it was anything too wild that I didn't even jump into like any of the DLC or anything, which is weird. Because usually I'm all over that zombie stuff. And then the Blackout, which I think might have a little spot in the history of COD for being the first Battle Royale, but not necessarily one that's remembered in the long term. Although I could be crazy, and maybe other people really love this one. I have no idea. It's cool at the time, and it's definitely still got people playing it, so... I mean, it's not even that old yet, so it isn't too shocking that, you know, people were still actively jumping into this one. Although, in the long run, you know, Battle Royale games are very hard to replenish a squad in, if that makes sense. Like, you gotta have, like, a lot of people to play Battle Royale. And eventually, you're just not gonna have that population to properly engage with it. I guess we should skip ahead to when there's some action going or something. Okay, here we go. I think we got some action coming up here. I saw a guy poking his head up on the other side of this bush, so... It's about to get real. Real dead for that guy, am I right? So we got an airdrop. It's ready to get blasting and stop standing around. Okay, where did they go? The bushes provide too much cover in this. They'll get a good reload in there. You never know when you might need those extra bullets, am I right? Yeah, I probably have a reloading problem in games. I always like to keep a full full magazine because you never know. They jumped into the water. They could be anywhere down there. Swimming along, waiting to come up. Yeah, that always was a weird element of this one. Okay. I think they're in this house here. Definitely gone, and I made a bit of noise by breaking the window. Huh. Well, down you go. See, I'm just like savagely killing people in this. I'm obviously great at it. Actually, I should grab the armor plates are full. Wanted the shotgun ammo. Oh, too bad. Don't necessarily need it though. Keep on blasting. Not too many people left. We're actually doing decently well here. Which kind of worries me because our countdown recording, we've only got so much time we can do it once, and then we have to restart it, which is a bit of a panic, so, yeah. Definitely curious to see how this is going to go. Oh, this is kind of a nice spot. Get a couple more band-aid, first aid things, you know. Go up to the second level. I mean, there's got to be people out here, right? More to shoot? Where's that person going? Talk the outside? The strategy of theirs perplexes me. But I mean, we are a group. We are supposed to be sticking together. But so they want to hug the outside there. Whereas I want to battle. So we might just swap to show off. You know, kind of when more of the action kicks up again. Which I think is right here. That's a trophy system. Uh-oh. Not my friend. Oh yeah, we can't do the super run thing. Oh, well, that's sad.